The 100 is a post-apocalyptic science fiction drama series that has ran on the CW since March 2014. It's loosely based on the book series by Cass Morgan, and the series follows a group of teenagers as they become the first people to return to Earth after a devastating nuclear apocalypse. The show has changed drastically over the seasons, so I thought it'd be interesting to give it a rewatch and recap the first season for anyone who needs a refresher course. Let's get started. Like and subscribe for daily content. Set in the distant future, 97 years after a nuclear apocalypse has rendered the Earth uninhabitable, all known humans are residents of an orbiting space station known as the Ark. 100 juvenile delinquents are sent to the surface to see if the planet can once again house civilization. The Ark is slowly dying and soon will not be able to sustain the population. 17-year-old Clark Griffin, the daughter of the Ark's chief medical officer, Abby Griffin, is among the teenagers that have returned to Earth. She tries to explain to everyone how important it is to find supplies and shelter at Mount Weather, a former emergency operations center. She and the four others, Octavia, Finn, Monty, and Jasper, set out to reach Mount Weather, while the rest of the teens decide to rebel against the Ark and start their own community. Clark and her group discover they are not alone on Earth when Jasper is speared by someone. Meanwhile, back on the Ark, Chancellor Jaha has been shot, which leaves the merciless Councilman Marcus Kane left to take charge. Abby recruits Raven, a zero-gravity mechanic, to fix a drop pod to send herself to the ground. Meanwhile, on Earth, Clark, Wells, Murphy, and Bellamy set out to rescue Jasper, finding him tied to a tree. They manage to return to their camp with him. Bellamy forces the 100 to trade their wristbands for food, but Clark manages to keep hers. The Ark watches as the wristbands go offline, believing the 100 are dying. Clark, Finn, and Wells search for antibiotic seaweed to treat Jasper's wounds. Bellamy assembles a hunting group who are followed by Charlotte, a troubled young girl. Bellamy comforts the girl during an acidic fog that forces them to take refuge. Clark and Wells reconcile after a long talk, and Charlotte misinterprets Bellamy's advice and ends up killing Wells. Clark accuses Murphy of Wells' death after Octavia and Jasper discover his knife. Before Murphy can be hung for his alleged crime, Charlotte confesses and then flees the camp with Clark and Finn. Feeling guilty for what she's done, Charlotte jumps off a cliff and commits suicide. Bellamy banishes Murphy in anger. Clark and Finn find themselves alone in the bunker and grow closer. On board the Ark, Raven launches off alone and prepares to return to Earth. Bellamy reaches Raven's pod and throws away her radio. Clark and Finn follow and help Raven, who is revealed to be Finn's girlfriend, leaving Clark devastated. Octavia is captured by a grounder. Clark and Raven travel to Finn's bunker in hopes of finding a radio transmitter with which to contact the Ark, and Raven discovers Finn's involvement with Clark. Bellamy, Finn, and Jasper rescue Octavia, and Finn ends up getting stabbed in the process. Finn is near death from the poison stab wound, and Bellamy, having captured the grounder who stabbed Finn, tortures him for the antidote, but he does not speak. Raven connects with the Ark, and Abby assists Clark with treating Finn. Octavia convinces the grounder to reveal the antidote by poisoning herself with the same blade. Now recovered from his injuries, Finn arranges a meeting with the local grounder leader through Lincoln, the man who captured Octavia. Clark represents the group and goes to the meeting where she meets Anya, their leader. Jasper and Bellamy are watching the meeting from the woods, and Jasper opens fire thinking the grounders are about to attack, and the meeting dissolves into a battle. Raven builds a bomb to stop the grounders from crossing a bridge, and Jasper detonates it as the raiding party attacks. Raven then ends things with Finn. Clark and Finn are captured and brought to the grounder camp, where Anya instructs Clark to save a young girl who was injured in the bomb blast. Clark tries to save her, but it's unsuccessful, and in revenge, Finn is taken away to be executed. Clark escapes by killing her guard and runs. Lincoln leads Clark and Finn through a network of tunnels occupied by the Reapers, cannibals who even the grounders are afraid of. Back at the dropship, Murphy's taken Jasper hostage, and Bellamy trades himself for Jasper's release. Murphy shoots his gun aimlessly at the floor of the dropship and accidentally shoots Raven. He blows a hole in the ship with the gunpowder and escapes with a radio. Clark returns and convinces the group to flee the camp for the ocean, where she thinks they'll be safe. Meanwhile, on board the Ark, they realize the only way to save themselves is to drop out of orbit and try to make it to the ground. The group is ambushed by grounders and forced to retreat back to the camp. The people on board the Ark prepare to return to the Earth, but after a technical failure, Jaha must remain on board to jettison the ship. The 100 go back inside their dropship, and Jasper manages to activate its rockets, which releases a massive fireball that kills most of the grounders. When the group emerge from the dropship, though, gas grenades drop at their feet and they all pass out. Clark wakes up in the White Room. Through the window in her door, she sees Monty locked in an identical room across from the hallway. A sign next to the door reads Mount Weather Quarantine Ward, and the first season comes to a close. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, remember to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't already. I'll be back with a Season 2 recap very soon.